necessary.
But eventually, we want it to be known that you'll get a ticket.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
So, I mean, you're giving them some time to get used to it, but.
Yeah, and we're able to notice when we run tags and everything, all of it shows up, history shows up. So if you have 3 traffic stops at, Grant and Valkaria, it's gonna pop up and we'll see it.
Okay.
I don't know of any major concerns in the area except for the fireworks calls. We have gotten some calls in the area about some fireworks that have been going off, and if it gets brought up, we are addressing it. Calls like that, we try to step up our patrols in the area. It's one of those things where we have to catch it in the act, to be able to issue any kind of violations or any kind of county ordinances, city ordinances, town ordinances in your case. But we're well aware of it. We had a complaint from a citizen on this on my last rotation because today's I would call it my Monday. So over the weekend we had an issue, and my sergeant who works for me was made aware of it, and he addressed the issue with the deputy, and we tried to resolve the issue, but it was already taken care of before we got there.
And this is a fireworks?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, because it was late at night, waking somebody up, and of course it's a concern. We want to all live in peace and quiet at a certain time at night, But besides that, I don't know of any major calls or anything that would bleed into anything of concerns for the community or anything like that. What about you guys? Do you have any concerns that you want me to bring to the squads? Any specific areas? I just got made aware in the parking lot of, I had to put it in my notes, Gavin Lake and Bay Drive, 4-wheelers out in that area. So I'll make sure that the deputies are well aware of that as well, to do some extra patrols in that area.
I think the only, for that patrol that we actually have, I know they're doing different random times, maybe recommend one late night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They're gonna be sitting there for a while, probably not having anybody go by, but I live right off Valkaria Road, and I'll hear a motorcycle go by at I swear that he's going 90, 100 miles an hour by the sound of the motorcycle.
Well, that's up to you guys, because you guys put in the request for the times.
Okay.
So when the requests come out, it's like trying to buy concert tickets. We have an app for these extra duties, and you have to go on there, and the deputies are on there. You have to look at the second and sign up at a certain time, and people are taking them. I know a lot of them are not going unfilled. So you would just have to adjust your request for certain times.
I did see somebody on, the first time I saw somebody was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and right here in front, and he was right around everybody, and everybody was going 35 miles an hour, maybe a little louder, so it's good.
Well, that's what we want with school being in session, and then, the buses, we want, the enforcement around the bus stops, the enforcement around schools, the enforcement on the 2-lane highways. That's absolutely what we're looking for, and I know they've been stepping up their activity.
Well, we appreciate you guys doing this for us.
Hey, fireworks great.
State your name, please.
Andrew Ben Hayes. But there are public safety concerns in the last 3 weeks.
You wanted a public.
Right, I know, but we can probably address it and you can throw my blue card away.
Okay, all right.
I'm kind of disappointed because I've been talking to the lieutenant. We've had individuals at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning come down Treasure Lane. My neighbor is here. Come down my driveway, face covered, right? What are they doing at 2 o'clock in the morning? No vehicle. Went to my neighbor's house. He can speak for himself, right?
Wearing gloves.
Wearing gloves. They were in Cypress Creek, same night that they were over on Treasure Lane, right? This is an individual that is going to come up to a house and get killed, right? This is going to happen. They're coming up to houses at 2 o'clock in the morning in the dark, right? Got to be the same individual, literally covering their face on camera. I've got video.
Did they knock on your door or just hanging around your house?
Coming down my dark driveway.
Do you have one of those long driveways?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was this?
I can send you the emails, but I talked to the lieutenant about it.
Yeah.
I asked him to put it on the agenda for tonight. This is why I'm here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So look, happy fireworks issues and everything else. We got people that are actually doing really dangerous things, right? I was out of town. My neighbor was out of town, right? My son's there by himself. this is happening.
Mm.
We need to find out who these people are that are coming up to these houses. Put his hands on the door,
Mm.
right? Trying to open a house. That is how people get killed,
Mm.
right? Very serious, has to be addressed.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll definitely have the deputies step up the patrols in the area. Anytime you see anything suspicious, you know, we have to, we can patrol as much as we want, but you have to be in the right place at the right time, you know?
I totally get this.
We'll take any calls, we'll respond in a quick manner.
Individuals, you're not monitoring social media, it's all over social media, right? That's another problem I got with the sheriff's office. You guys gotta pay attention to what's going on. People are posting videos.
I think the town should also be monitoring it also.
The town should be monitoring it, and, you know, you come up here with these public safety reports and talk about tickets, that's great, right? But we have serious problems, right?
Well, people shouldn't also be just posting it to social media. If we need to get the phone calls, you know?
I send emails to South Precinct, I've talked to Jason about it.
Yes, sir.
I've talked to the precinct commander about it, he called me. He had the patrols come down the street at 2 a.m. in the morning, lights on, no sound, right? The individual that was seen on Grant Road walking down. How do we know? Social media reported, right? I saw this individual at roughly 5 a.m. Then they go over to Cypress Creek and they're trying to gain access to a house in Cypress Creek, right? I don't know why this isn't being discussed, and it's not you personally, it's not you, right? But these things need to be talked about, and the town council needs to be informed, and Jason needs to be aware, right? And we need to have increased patrols and figure out who this individual or individuals are that are approaching houses at 2 a.m. in the morning trying to gain access, right? And this is not the first time, right? This has happened multiple times now, especially for me, so.
No, absolutely, and I'll get with Lieutenant West about that. I do read the emails as well, but I know when it's assigned to one lieutenant, that lieutenant's responsible for it.
Right.
So I apologize for not being completely in the know of it.
I get
It's
it.
one of those areas that we know that we have to patrol that area.
The reason I'm here is to make sure that this was addressed. right?
Absolutely.
That it wasn't some whitewash safety report, you know, that the town council needs to know this. Everybody needs to hear this.
And this was all in one night, correct?
Well, no,
Or
this
was
has
it
been multiple
multiple
instances.
So multiple
Yeah.
nights, this was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
different
yeah.
nights.
Many
And
instances.
then you believe they're the same people?
Well, right, I mean, they're same general build, covered their face, right, literally pulled up so that you can't see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're wearing sweatpants, sweatshirt, covered their face, hat on,
Just
glove.
one person?
gloves.
So?
Well, it was two separate people,
Yeah,
but
right.
it was in the same area, and
Right.
you know, in my yard, they came to my door. My son had his RV at my house. They tried to open up his. He had to put a new lock on it. They obviously couldn't open it. They broke it. And we, just like Andrew, we were out of town, and I can tell you right now, you guys will get a call from me, along with the ambulance, if someone's in my yard.
No, absolutely.
Right.
So,
Trying to gain
if
access.
anyone, these are somebody's relatives, so if y'all want them to be safe, people need to do something.
And just make sure anytime you have any, and I understand you guys were out of town, but if you get any ring alerts or anything
Okay.
like that, if you guys have ring cameras, call 911 right away. That's a
Yeah,
911 call.
And I sent all the videos and
Yeah.
all the pictures and everything else, right? That's why I'm kind of surprised it's not the report, right? I talked to the precinct commander at length about this, right? So he's aware.
Maybe we'll talk to them and see, maybe we can have someone patrol around at 1 o'clock.
How about not a maybe, how about you will?
No, we will. We will.
No, I'm
We
talking
will.
to her, not to you. She says
Okay,
maybe.
I apologize.
Understand, okay, we will,
Because if it was your house, you wouldn't be saying maybe.
I don't mean maybe, I'm saying we'll look into it and get Jason to do it, or whoever it takes to do it. I'm not saying
Jason, were
don't
you
do it.
aware of this?
No, we weren't aware of it,
This is why I'm here.
and thank you.
Come to order, May.
So,
Okay, all right, thank you.
No, I'll make sure we're on top of it.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Just a quick, Patrick Ripton. All right. You talked about school buses. All right. I've had a school bus that's been running down Indian River Boulevard, and I finally had to send it to your boss, the county commissioner, the head of the superintendent of the school, all right, and then send them videos. So, school bus drivers are speeding.
They always do.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And with children.
What area was this in?
It's been addressed now.
It's on Braybrook, I was following.
Yeah, oh yeah, Braybrook, yeah, well, actually it got chased down Braybrook, but Florida Highway Patrol. told the individual. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll reach out to school
So,
board security and make sure
but,
it's been addressed.
You know, I sent it to Wayne, and I still haven't heard back from the school board.
Mhm.
But, you know, they kind of police themselves, they don't do a very good job.
Mhm.
But you guys, with a driver like that, no warnings, write a ticket.
Mhm.
I mean, because there's children,
Right.
you know, so.
That's not
It's
good.
fine and dandy, but especially if we're paying extra money, the town is, write the ticket.
That's not,
That-
those
I'm
guys
done.
speed all the time.
Yeah,
They really do.
Okay. I'll make sure, I'll contact my contact at school board security and make sure it's being addressed.
2275,
Gotcha. It's in my
the
notes.
bus.
Oh,
Oh, good.
I got the address, sorry.
Yeah, I called, I was following down Braybrook, and it was pouring rain,
Oh, yeah.
and he was speeding, he was doing 40 and a 30, and, I mean, I couldn't keep up with him.
Yep.
And, I
It's
called
a female.
the student transportation in South area, and she took the report, was very nice
Yep.
about it, you know, so.
Well, that's the school board.
Well, just watch for that now, too.
I got you, it's on my notes.
Wow.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you. I know you got some assignments.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
All right, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let us know if you find out anything about these prowls.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna call Lieutenant West right after the meeting.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any, next is, changes to the agenda.
I do have one.
Uh,
The applicant for the agenda's new business item number 3, Palm Bay C-Store, Valkaria Street, Valkaria Road, driveway connection review, has requested the item be removed from tonight's agenda. If and/or when the applicant is ready to proceed with the connection review, the meeting notifications will be sent by news channel, posted on website, calendar, and the applicant will pay for the renotice to the residents in the affected area.
Okay, I know a lot of you are here to speak on that, and we really feel bad. The applicant didn't let us know that they wanted it canceled until day or so, yesterday.
It was today, and then we actually,
Today?
we sent out an email at 2:50 to
Yeah.
the news channel, so I recommend if you're not on news channel, contact the town, get on news channel, that way if there's a late second change like that, make sure you're
But,
notified.
if they come back, we'll send out the same amount of letters again and put it on news channel, put it on the website, so you all know again. But since you all came during public comments, we're gonna go ahead and hear what you have to say about it. Okay, even though it's not on the agenda and we won't take any action tonight, we wanna give you the chance to speak on it, because you made the effort to come here. I'm really upset that they didn't show up. So, if you wanna stay for public comments, and we'll be happy to hear what you have to say on that item, which is the driveway access that they want off Valkaria Road into a convenience store in Palm Bay. So, again, it's not on the agenda, we won't take any action, but we do wanna hear from you, because you're here, and we know you have opinions, because we've gotten lots of emails about it. Okay, so, is that the only change?
Yes.
All right. Next is the consent agenda. Does anybody want to open anything on the consent agenda? There's minutes from 4 meetings on there. Anybody out there, council?
I'd like to approve the consent agenda for September 4th, September 10th, September 17th, and 24th.
All those in favor? Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you, motion carries. All right, now we come to public comments, and we have 5 minutes, okay? So, I've got blue cards. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Do we want to have folks, let's go through the blue cards, and the blue cards may be different topics than the driveway access. Let's go through the blue cards first, and then we'll just let folks come up and talk about the driveway access, all right? So, first one is Marcy Atkins.
I'm going to talk about 3 things. First, thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate your service. It's a lot of time that you put in. Number 2, this relates to the sheriff. I'd really like to see us resurface the double yellow lines that east of my house, because I'm passed in the double yellow all the time, and maybe they don't know it's a double yellow. Okay.
I think
Where
that's
it's
in the works,
nicely
right?
painted, they know for sure, but, okay,
I think that's
So-
in the works, Jason, right?
good.
It's
Okay.
tonight's agenda.
I did put non-agenda commercial on Valkaria Road. I don't only want to discuss that particular parcel, I want to discuss everything in that region. What got sent to us in the mail was not legible. I couldn't really read all the fine print. So luckily staff printed out a nice big copy for me, which I appreciated. As I got looking at this in the details, it talks about the site area calculations, and they refer to 19.59 acres. And that tipped me off. Why in the world would they be putting a little gas station on 19.5 acres? What I realized is they're referring to all 14 lots, and there's a copy of all of this for you. All of the 14 lots that are at the corner of Valkaria Road and Babcock. And they start with number 605. That's from the property appraiser's website. And my husband, Theo, stand up. If people in the audience want a copy, he's got some, not enough for everybody in the audience. But the one I've highlighted, 603, is the one that they have in question. But if you look, there's 14 lots. And I give details on them on the second page. Note in particular, 573, 572, 549, 575, 554, 515, and 540, they all really need, I want you to consider making them flag lots, only with Babcock access.
Remember, these are in Palm Bay.
They're in Palm Bay, but we don't have to give them access to Valkaria roads.
That's true.
And if they're not required to be made flag lots with access to Babcock, they'll go on, whatever this street is called, I've written it here. They'll go on to, whatever it is, the street behind that doesn't exist all the way, Christogene Avenue. And right now, we've got 7 houses on Christogene Avenue that'd be impacted by all that commercial traffic. And we'd have to pay for all that commercial traffic. But interestingly, if you look at this, we have one owner of all 13 properties. I think they probably bought all 14 properties and sold that one on the corner to Sunshine Petroleum, okay? So when you're making decisions about that one lot on the corner, 603, I'd like for you to consider the whole block. And make sure that commercial access to all commercial is only from Babcock, not from Grant Valkaria streets, okay?
Great.
All right, thank you.
Chris Cole?
Good evening, Chris Poole, live on Pepper Tree Street. And basically, I've got just a question for you. Governor DeSantis is planning on trying to either reduce or eliminate property taxes completely for homesteaded homes. I'm about to retire in January and I'd like to see my taxes gone. I'd like to know what your take on that is as the council, because the League of Cities is currently trying to fight it, and we are members then, I take it, of the League of Cities.
Yes, we are. I'm your representative.
Okay.
You
Okay.
understand, it does not only affect us, it affects every town in the state.
Absolutely, I understand that.
We would be able to survive, but other towns in the state will not survive.
I understand that too.
They'll have to raise the tax rate somewhere else. So what they'll take away is your property tax, but they'll probably add some sales tax somewhere, so that everybody will pay into it, so that they don't lose that money.
Oh, I understand, it's gonna be made up elsewhere.
You're gonna wind up paying that tax anyway.
You're gonna wind up paying that tax anyway somehow. They're going to,
Well, they'll raise commercial
they'll raise
taxes,
some kind of
the
taxes
people with
to make
commercial
up,
properties will pay
make
for
up
it as
the
well.
difference. And somewhere along the line, all the citizens are gonna get taxed extra to make up the difference. And that'll be coming from, not from us, that'll come from the state. That'll be the state, because now they abolished your real estate tax. They did you a big favor. So now they'll add another tax to make up the difference. That's basically what will happen. Because they can't do it. You take a town like Palm Bay. If they take away their property tax in Palm Bay, that town will collapse. They have no income. They pay the highest, they pay the highest taxes in the state. So, I mean,
Right.
and you pay the lowest taxes right here. There's only one other town that pays less than us, and they pay none because they're a little tiny town, don't have any people there. They're really small. And we pay the lowest rate on the state.
I understand, and it's not a matter of where the tax will come from or how it'll be done. I'm more concerned about whether the council for grant
Oh, we're aware of it.
is willing to fight it or is in support of it.
Well, we're on the town, we're on the League of Cities, and the League of Cities is fighting it. So I'm telling you, I'm fighting it because the League of Cities is fighting it. I'm the representative to the League of Cities, and I agree with them.
And you're representing the town, that's
They cannot, you cannot eliminate that sales tax, that property tax, you can't do it. Because it's going to wind up costing us all more money in the long run. It's just not going to make it cheaper, it's going to make it more expensive. You're going to wind up paying more taxes than what you are paying now. In a roundabout way, you'll pay more taxes.
okay,
But
thank you.
I don't think any city is gonna support that.
Well, you just said he was. You just said.
No, he said he's supporting fighting it.
Fighting it.
Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood because you said.
No,
you were
no.
in support of
Well,
what
the
he was
council,
doing.
no, the council, we don't really, it's not something we're gonna vote on. We have no say. But the town in general, any town in general is not going to, is really gonna be hurt without the property taxes. However, Jason's done a analysis and he feels we'll be fine. You know, there may be some reduction in some services. You may not get the ditches mowed every, you know, as much as we do it now, but we're not gonna collapse. We have no debt. We have quite a bit of money saved that we've been saving just for this kind of stuff. And so we're gonna be fine. We think we'll be fine. And they will probably tax you somewhere else. So we'll get that money.
They'll
But-
definitely do that.
But, you know, I don't think any city is,
As it stands now, the
So
League
he's
of
not
Cities, every
representing
city,
the entire-
every city in the
No.
state right now, every city in the state right now is fighting it. Nobody wants it. Every city in the state is fighting it. Because it's not good sense. It doesn't make good sense in order to keep the government running. It just doesn't make good sense. And they feel as though the lawyers already feel that they can get an injunction against it as soon as it comes out. And that's where it stands with the League of Cities. The League of Cities has a council that goes up, has a group that goes up to the state and is already lobbying against it. And so it's every city, it's not just us, it's every city in the state is against that tax law.
okay, all right. We've got that discussed. All right, is Brent Oakley? No? You don't want to?
No,
Okay.
not now.
Okay. Ron Mallett. Where is he?
Hello there, Ron Mallett, Burbank Avenue. We got a whole list of things here. Actually, since we just left that subject, I want to ask about that. So basically, you're representing the town at the council, the league,
Yes, the League of Cities.
League of Cities, and your stance for the town is you're fighting it.
Right.
You're fighting it, but you don't know really why you're fighting it because you don't really know
We have.
where the tax is going to come from.
We don't know where it's gonna come from, the rest of the tax. If they do away with the property tax, we don't know where they're going to tax us.
Why don't we find that out before we fight it, though?
What's that?
Why don't we find out before we fight it?
They're not-
Maybe it's not going to be so bad.
They're not saying it.
They're not saying where, they don't have an answer for that yet. The people, legislature they haven't thought about this. All they come up with is, we're gonna give people will love that they won't have any property. Well, that's a good idea, so we're gonna do that. But now they don't know where they're gonna get the rest of the money. They're gonna have.
But I'm sure they're gonna come up with an
Yeah,
answer
well,
before they
well,
go up for a
They're
vote
going-
on it.
Oh, no, that's not the way they work. You're in another world. You know, they'll do it and then try to come up with a way, when they find out that they've created a mess, then they'll try to correct it.
And let me say.
It sounds like,
Let me say
way it
too,
works.
that this is really just the tax that the towns charge you. The county's still gonna hammer you for the schools and for the parks and rec and everything else. The county's still gonna get their cut.
Not for property tax.
They don't get property tax, the only thing you pay in property tax comes to the town. And if you look at your property tax bill, like we said, you've got the lowest property taxes in this whole county, from us. We're the lowest, next to the lowest price in the county, the taxes. So it won't kill us, it won't really, we'll be able to continue running without the property tax. But we'd have to cut services, because that property tax pays for mowing the grass on the sides of the road, cleaning the ditches, doing all kinds of other things. So we have to get that money from somewhere else. And so we're gonna have to cut some services to do that, because that money don't come in. All the rest of your tax bill doesn't come to us. There's nothing on that tax bill comes to the town.
Right.
It all goes to the state, the Board of Education, and the trash collection, and stuff like that. We don't get any of that money. You see this tax bill, your tax bill is, I don't know what yours is, but, you know, mine is a couple thousand, over, close to $3,000. That doesn't come to the town. What comes to the town is what I pay in property tax to the town. And what I pay in property tax to the town, I hate to tell you, I'm 85 years old, I pay very little taxes because I got all kinds of discounts with seniors and seniors and all that kind of
Okay, I'm running out of time.
So,
Yeah.
I want to thank Brent for asking him to turn his mic on, because I was sitting back there going, and it comes up every meeting, we need to pay attention to talking in the mic. I opened my mouth up once and insulted someone, but it wasn't really for him, it was for the whole room. It makes a big difference, and I don't hear anyway. And even when you're sitting back, you gotta lean into it and talk. All right, they had a mediation that was held for that last rezoning there. That mediation was never known to the public, to the residents. We weren't privileged to being part of it or knowing
We
about
weren't
it.
either. The council wasn't
No,
either. It was
okay.
just attorneys.
I was wondering there is a publication that's been coming to our houses, the Tattler. I spoke to the publisher a little while. He's out of Barefoot Bay area.
Yeah.
And he decided to inform us, since we're neighbors. Well, I've read a couple of them. This latest one of conclusions was very interesting, because it brings up a lot of stuff like we talk about here. Conclusions about what gets put out on the media, in meetings, on the corner. And unfortunately, this paper was full of conclusions. And then, if no one hasn't seen this, one thing we gotta be aware of is that Barefoot Bay is in the process of putting a water treatment system in there. A huge one that borders up to Grand Property, which is encasing that lot that someone wants to build a bunch of 5-acre high-dollar homes on. That is supposed to be paid for by Barefoot Bay in their taxes. Our elected representative, Kim Atkinson or something, she is going to the state and trying to get that whole agreement dumped, and dump all of that money that's gonna cost to build that plant on the whole county of Brevard. That means we will be paying for Barefoot Bay's water
Well,
treatment
it's not
plant.
just Barefoot Bay. They're gonna build one to provide a capacity for a lot more than just Barefoot Bay.
Well, originally it was for Barefoot Bay. The property is owned by Barefoot Bay, the plans are made for Barefoot Bay.
Right now, the plans we know are for countywide, right, not just Barefoot Bay. Jason can talk about, what is that?
Is that my word?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. You took my time.
I know. Go ahead, Jason, talk about that plan.
Well, they mentioned it to the town that they are in planning phases. They also mentioned that they couldn't give any cost or anything, but they talked about making it big enough to where they could come into town if the town wanted to. So that would be up to the people at that time.
But they are building quite a big one, like you said, and it's not just for Barefoot Bay. It'll be for probably all of Palm Bay's new development. And they offered it to us, but in our charter, it says we will stay on septic, so,
But with this change they're making, we will still pay for it.
yes. To the county, more than likely, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know how they do,
The residents of Brevard County will be paying for Barefoot Bay's treatment plant.
It's not just Barefoot Bay.
It's Palm
It
Bay.
is.
It's Palm Bay and Barefoot Bay, it's not us.
Emerald Lakes.
The original agreement was Barefoot Bay.
Maybe original, right, but.
And they're changing the original agreement to make all of Brevard pay for it. They should make it Brevard and Barefoot Bay and Palm Bay.
That's Mayor Medina.
Spread through the whole county.
What?
Is there a reason for that? What was their reasoning behind
We
that?
can check with the commissioner, because Jason said he hasn't heard that they're doing that. And I don't know, we don't know we don't know. They came to us to let us know that they were building this thing, and that if someday in the future we wanted to hook up to it, they work that out with us, whatever. But we don't have any plans to do that. They didn't talk about who's funding it or whatever. We can check with Commissioner Atkinson and see what's up. It will serve, the water plants, for instance, in Cocoa, serves lots of areas in Brevard County and even, parts of Orlando. And I don't think just Cocoa residents pay for that. I think Melbourne pays for it. I think a lot of cities in Brevard County are serviced by that water plant.
But the plans are Barefoot Bay's water.
And Palm Bay.
They're not the plans that they have now, they're changing them, they want to change them, and then they're gonna make all of Brevard pay for it.
That water plant that Barefoot Bay has, apparently their water is really bad, really bad. So the county that's the county plant, that is a county plant. And so they're gonna either upgrade it or totally redo it, and if they are thinking about, what they told us is they have plans for a really big one that will service all kinds of more development down here. So, and we'll check with them to see how water plants are funded. If it's the county putting in, it seems like they're gonna charge everyone in the county. But we'll check with them.
But if we don't get access.
You can't just, okay, guys, I know you can't just yell out, okay? You can't just yell out. So just, I have to call on you. All right, so that was the end of that topic, and thank you for asking. Okay, Ron and Ned, you're next.
What the hell? Give me a second here, folks. Or run the clock, do whatever the heck you want to do. It doesn't matter anymore at this point. Here we are. You all know me, Ned Bacigalupo, future candidate for mayor, Grant, Valkaria. I see you got a nice long name tag. My name should fit right nice up there. That'll look real good in a year. Some people know me as Nettie Batch. Some others know me as Grateful Ned. Some people call me Nettie Spaghetti, and there's also other people call me Needy Bitch, but that's the liberal counterparts online. Here we go again, Grant Valkaria. First, I'd like to honor Charlie Kirk's memory with a short moment of silence out of my time for about right now. I'm here to represent the people of Grant Road. I want to thank everybody for coming together on September the 4th meeting at that Kangaroo Court hearing to oppose the rezoning ordinance. We had a very great turnout. Almost all of my neighbors made the special hearing to condemn the rezoning ordinance. In addition to the hundreds of others who signed petitions, I spoke with and met so many really nice people from Grant. But that was not enough to get the 2 votes that we needed to block the developer, whatever his name was. Anyway, moving forward, I am asking the mayor pro tempore to do her job and work closely with the public as she can, and her GVCA will be meeting with the commercial developers in regards to what will be built on Grant Road. One thing I think we can consider is that the building's entrance not be on Grant Road, and that the commercial development's entrance only enter through Babcock Street, or whatever it's called. I think it's a road. if we can keep the commercial development from having an entrance on Grant Road, it would be a great compromise to alleviate the general public outrage caused by this rezoning. I ask that the council keep the public informed every step of the way as they work with potential developers. We know the $1 million land deal is not for doggy groomers or for flower shops. If you have any new information on what is going on and being built there, please tell us as soon as you know. I just recently watched the Palm Bay meeting last week where they were crucifying a town councilman who was a MAGA Republican. This man, Mahesh Shah, who you're all familiar with, he calls himself Mike. I call him Mahesh when you know him like I do. I just found out he's a big donor to candidates and campaigns in Palm Bay. Will the treasurer of the GVCA speak and tell us exactly how much influence this man who lives in a lavish mansion on an island on a private peninsula that's worth $4 million has over our little town? To this right of way for the gas station in Palm Bay, how much money does he donate to the GVCA? We would like facts and figures. I have been fighting this ruthless developer for 1 year now. This is an abomination and a complete betrayal of the voters. Over 12 months and hundreds of hours of work, networking, speech writing, attending meetings, and spending my own money fighting this man. Mahesh, I do not want any more dollars going to corrupt our town in Grant. We want answers. Start giving us the answers, and I'll tell you another thing we already know anyway. So do yourself a favor and stop messing around and playing games. The only way to make things right is to return any and all donations Mahesh Shah gave to the GVCA in full immediately. And stop taking these bribes. Oh boy, I don't have any more. I got more time. Okay. Anyway, basically I talked to you guys about those, what is it called? Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings are great. We had them during the, what is it called? Pandemic or whatever. And, like someone who's sick, like I had the sniffles. I didn't want to come in today because I don't want to give you guys whatever cough I had. So I don't want to, so we could have done this on Zoom so I don't have to come in here and potentially get someone sick. That would suck. That's not what I'm about. But anyway, another thing we were talking about, Ron Mallett's boat ramp would be wonderful. But one question to Lizette is how much money has Mr. Mahesh Shah or S.E. Petro in any form given to the GVCA? I would like you to answer that now. How much money has he given? Because if it's, what is the price on the aggravation and the torment that you put me through? Is it $2,000? Is it $200? Or is it $20,000? I would like to hear a fact, a figure, a price on my aggravation and my time coming here for, and now it's been a year of meetings. I'd like to find out what price tag is on my time. Thank you.
The number is 0. The GVCA, I'm getting tired of this. The GVCA is not meeting with developers. They're not political. They are not meeting. They have received no money from Mr. Shaw. Okay, so that's the last time I'm going to answer that, Ned. I mean, you say this constantly, and we're tired of hearing that the GVCA is not political whatsoever. All they want to do is do good things for the town, and that's it. Nobody gets any money from any developer. Right?
Well,
they do get contributions from contractors that.
Then why is his pull in this town? What's the pull?
There's no pull.
Well, he got his way. You defied the entire town.
All right.
He didn't get his way.
Okay. All right. No, that's it. We're not here to discuss it. Okay. I just want to make it clear. GVCA is not political, and they have gotten nothing from Mr. Shaw. That's the God's truth. Okay. All right. Now I don't have any more cards. So I told you all if you want to speak on the driveway request for a driveway access on Valkaria Road for a gas station that is going on that corner lot, which is in Palm Bay. We have no control over that gas station. None, absolutely none. The only thing we have control over is whether we allow them to have access, have a driveway into their gas station from Valkaria Road. And the council had concerns about traffic issues, and I wanted, normally we don't send out notices for something like this, but I asked staff to do it. She sent out 800 letters to let people know, because we don't have to do this. And if the folks don't want it, we can consider not doing it. If you want it, then we consider doing it. We need to hear from you, because we're not required to do this. And, you know, we have concerns, the council has concerns of our own, but we want to hear your concerns, and we've gotten quite a few emails with some good points in there. So I'm gonna, I don't think, do we need to have blue cards? Can they just?
They don't have to have blue cards, but if they do come up and speak, if you can just state your name for the record, that would be very helpful.
Right, she's got to take the names down. Okay, so raise your hand and I'll call on you if you want to come up. We'll make this, is it 5 or 3? 3 minutes for this?
Well, it's 5 minutes, it's gonna be public comment.
Public comment. Okay, so you get 5 minutes.
So it will be 5 minutes. Council will not respond to it because you haven't heard from the applicant.
Right, so we're just gonna hear your comments. We can't really, there will be no action taken, no votes, nothing. We just wanna hear from you because you're here. You guys came, you took the effort, you made the effort to come. I don't wanna send you home and then have you come back. If this does come back, if this item does come back, Jessica's gonna send out the letters again, and the town won't pay for it this time. Their attorneys or whatever are gonna pay for it, because they canceled this on us today, and I thought that was rude. So, I do wanna let you speak, so if you raise your hand, I'll call on you, come on up.
Just, could we clarify the application? The applicant is Mahesh Shah, Mike Shah of SE Petro. That is the man behind all this nonsense.
Yes, I think he is, right? He's the one building.
No, you know he is.
He's the one, I just wanna be sure, Ned.
He is, he absolutely is.
He's the one building the gas station on the corner of Valkaria and Babcock. We think he is, correct? Yeah, okay, he is. All right, so, yes, that's who it is.
Of course it is.
He does build gas stations.
He smells.
Okay. All right, and do you want to come up and talk?
This is the second reason I was here. I assume we weren't going to talk about it because they canceled the meeting.
I just want to give
Right.
people a chance.
Yeah, I don't know why we would ever consider any concession to SE Petro. We know what they were doing on Babcock and Grant. I get it, it's in Palm Bay, nothing we can do about that. Well, why on earth would you give a concession to a developer that wants to put a driveway on our road inside the town? That should be a firm no. At minimum, to send a message. We don't like what you're doing. There's nothing that we can do about it. It's been annexed out, right? But you guys have to have some fight in you for these developers. That vote was atrocious. I wasn't here. There's nothing I could do about it. I had business elsewhere, right? I would have sat here and fought with their lawyers. For them to come in here and threaten is an outrage. And that's what they were doing. They were threatening suits, right? So why on earth would you give into that and allow them a concession for driveway? The answer is absolutely not. Go away. Don't call us anymore, right? You know, you do whatever you want on Babcock and your annexed property, right? But we're not giving you any concessions. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, who's next? Raise your hand. Come on up.
My name is Heidi Dooley. I live in Grant. I love it in this community because I like the rural lifestyle. And I think if you access that drive for Palm Bay, the whole reason we joined forces as Valkaria in the first place was to keep Palm Bay out. Because we could see the sprawl there. They're in debt up to their eyeballs as a city. So we don't want that. And I think, first of all, we have plenty of gas stations all up and down the road. I don't think we need another gas station. That's the least thing we need. I think if we're planning things, we need to plan for Palm Bay, for Grant Valkaria. Plan what we need to do to stay alive as a city. But if you give them access, then that's a kind of a way in, and then you're going to have to give access to every other thing that they plan where they need access through Valkaria Road. I think you should do a no, a firm no, and let Palm Bay do their own thing and let Grant Valkaria remain rural the way that we are now.
on Mallet.
Ron Mallett, Brayton County. So you know where I'm coming from. It's gonna come up again with, is he still pursuing that property on the corner of, we don't know, right? We don't know yet. But whoever it is, it could be him, or he runs multiple corporations, LLCs, doing the same business, registered with the state of Florida. So it might not be Southeast Petro, it could come in as a different name, but it's still his blanket company. Whoever is there is gonna wanna come on the Grant Road now too. And now it's our property wanting to come on to our road, our town. This here, I don't see where it's gonna be to advantage to us. Not only that, but if you left that property on Valkaria, it would usually be set back from the intersection, which means you're gonna have to cut across traffic, and you're gonna be wanting to probably head east on Valkaria Road. You're gonna be blocking that traffic. So as soon as that happens, there is gonna be major road, there's gonna be a turn-off lane, there's gonna be construction, they're gonna have to expand Valkaria Road, make a right-hand turn lane, traffic light, blinkers, arrows. It's not gonna be smooth. But also in my heart, I see us saying no, and I see his lawyers coming, and I see a mediation case, and I see a new vote that's gonna happen, and I see them getting what they want. I hope it don't happen, but gotta stand firm. You know, they got a lot of money. They got more money than our town does.
Remember, we're not required by any rules or laws or ordinances or anything to allow this. We do not have to allow this.
You were not required by law, rules, or ordinances to change the zoning either, and you did.
Well, no. No, we were.
No, you weren't.
Okay, Marcy.
Marcy Adkins, 2055 Valkaria. I just want to, I'm glad that you have noticed us about this property here, and I did hear you say that you didn't have to, so we appreciate it, but we really, I think, want to know about all potential commercial development. I'm glad I addressed the other 13 parcels there on Babcock, because that's all important to us. And when other people, there's a lot of other property that's owned, some of it's in Grant Valkaria on Babcock. I'd like to know what your plans are for that too. I'd like Kathy Watkinson is right next door to these 19.58 acres. She's just to the north, and that they have a big piece of property that goes to Krista Jean. That's their retirement plan. Long ago it was, to eventually go commercial. But Grant Valkaria could keep that in Grant Valkaria, giving them access only to Babcock. But I think we need global policies, and I think we want to be involved in all of it, okay?
Yeah, when we have changes to zoning, we usually send out notices to people within a radius.
Yeah, 1,500 feet.
1,500 feet. We also put it on the agenda. If you want to be on the list that gets the agenda, we can put you on the list that gets the agenda.
Sure.
And it's on the website. The agenda's on the website.
Yes.
Well, regardless, I think commercial is important to everybody in the
Yes.
audience. Okay,
Okay.
so thank you.
Thank you, Marcy. All right, who's next? No one else? I saw your hand up, come on up.
Good evening, my name is Wanda Bergoon, and I've been living in Grand Valkaria now, that is called Grand Valkaria, it used to be Palm Bay, for 26 years now. Excuse me?
We were never on there.
It was in the county.
Well, anyway, so, and that's good. So anyways, and now I'm concerned because my house is the last house on Krista Jean going south. And apparently I was looking at the front that he was showing me. It's gonna, if they take, let's say, 2 lots, then they're gonna continue going up. And I'm gonna be facing, my house will face the back of the commercial property. And the reason we bought there when my husband was alive, because he died 7 years ago, was because it was a quiet place. It was nice to live there. We had, quietness there. and now I don't, that's gonna bring crime. It's gonna be bringing, because I've seen it all around. I mean, I've been in Palm Bay for over 30 some years, and it's gonna be bringing, pretty sure, crime and maybe homeless people going around those commercial areas. And I'm not against homeless people because unfortunate things happen to people. But anyways, my point is that if you will work with us, that you really are here, that you will stand for us, I will appreciate that very much. Because then I'm gonna have to sell. I love that area. Thank you.
The council is here to represent you, okay? That's why we're here.
All right, thanks.
Okay, anyone else? No? Okay, all right. And we'll go on to, the next topic. Resolution number 24, 2025, and I need my glasses. Okay. A resolution of the town of Grant, Valkaria, Brevard County, Florida, approving an application for a special event permit for the Grant Community Club at 4580 First Street, Grant, Valkaria, Florida, 32949. Submitted by the Grant Community Club, imposing conditions, providing for severability, repeal, and an effective date. Is someone here from?
They could not be here tonight. The representative could not, but the Grant Community Center has applied for a special event permit allowing a trunk or treat on Friday, October 31st from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The applicant will be required to submit additional documents prior to the event date as outlined in the resolution. The applicant is requesting that the $25 application fee be waived since they are a 501c3. Section 10-38 of the Town Code does allow a fee waiver if all proceeds from the operation are received by a nonprofit group or organization. You did waive the fee last year, so they're just requesting the same.
All right. Does anybody wish to speak on trunk or treat? No? All right, council?
I make a motion to approve the request and waiver of the fees.
Second. Any discussion? Is there any change from last year?
They will have 2 food trucks this year. That's the only change. Yes. So,
And that seems to be a really good event. People enjoy it.
A lot of kids.
Yeah. Keeps them off the street at Halloween. Okay, all right, council. You made a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Okay, all right, we're gonna, number 2 is to award bid number 2025-03 for right-of-way mowing. Jason?
Okay, the town conducted a bid opening for the right-of-way mowing on Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 11 a.m. The town received 3 bids from qualified contractors as detailed below. J. Matthews Tractor, Heath, was $11,900 per cut. Florida ULS Operating LLC was $12,500 per cut. And Global Greens LLC was $10,871.50 per cut. Global Greens LLC is the lowest bidder and their references have been verified. Once awarded, the contract shall be effective October 13th, 2025 and expired on October 12th, 2026. However, the town council may extend a contract annually. The council will need to consider the bids received and determine as which company to award the bid.
Okay. This is a public, is this something the public can speak on? Anybody want to speak on this? This is a new contract for mowing of rights of way.
Do we know who the company owner is?
State your name.
Andrew Benhays, Treasure Lake. Do we know who the company owner is, and are they a town resident?
You know who the company is, the owner is.
They are not a town resident.
The company is from out of town, and the owner is from out of town.
Yes, they live in, or the company's in Malabar.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else? All right, council, you had a chance to review this?
Motion that we accept the bid for the 2025-03 to mow the grass.
Real quick, Dan, just wanted to ask a question. We discussed this before, Jay. What is it in the contract what is the requirement? Is it just cut the grass? Remember we talked about it before where they were running over the trash on Valkaria Road and Grant Road?
Yeah, they said to pick that up, and
They're gonna pick it up first, or they pick it up after?
we don't regulate how they do it.
Okay.
If they wanna pick up one piece of trash, that's easier than picking up 1,000. A lot of times, though, when they'll come through and pick up, they get littered on again before they get a chance to go. So that's.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, sounds good, thanks.
Jason, do we have references from these folks?
We do have references, we checked those references, they are in Palm Bay, Melbourne, and Brevard County, we checked, and they're all come up.
No, good.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's right.
Continue, sir.
No, we have a motion, but we need to
Well,
second.
I second Dan's motion.
Okay.
Give it a try.
Yeah, we can, Jason, and what is the, can we like terminate them? There's a termination clause.
Absolutely.
If they don't work out.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
It does look like they have, City of Melbourne right of ways, they're doing currently, City of Palm Bay Parks, they're doing a lot.
And they do a lot in the city, so that's good. They're not just a lawn service.
And just to clarify, the motion is to award to Global Greens, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, okay, appointing an alternate member to the Trails and Greenways Committee. I believe we have 2 applications.
We do. The committee shall consist of 5 town residents serving without pay. The town council may provide for alternate appointments to the committee. The town council, if it chooses to appoint up to 2 alternates, shall designate their alternates as first alternate and second alternate. Alternates may participate in all discussions, but generally do not vote. An alternate shall act only and may be used to establish a quorum in the absence, disability, abstention, from voting or disqualification of a regular member thereof. So you guys do have 2 applicants. We have Ned Bactalupo and Deborah Fink. So those are the applications that you guys are to be considering tonight.
I know Ned's here is
Yes, she's here as well.
she's here. Do you want to come on up and just let us know a little bit about you?
I didn't know I was going to come up here. I better dressed
Oh,
up like this. Thank you for considering me. We've only been residents for just over a year. I would say last December is when we first got involved with the Trail and Greenways Committee. Absolutely fell in love, and we've been doing volunteer work with them since then. I would love to sit on the board and be able to make a bigger difference. I don't have a whole bunch of lumberjack experience, but I do have a lot of experience with grant writing and work with outdoors. I'm a retired teacher, so I have an education background, and before that I was in marketing for 25 years. So I think we could do a little bit more education, a little bit more events, and of course, get some money to get a little bit more established with our Greenway. Thank you for your consideration.
Do you guys have any questions for her? And you've been participating
Since
with the
December.
committee? Okay, all right.
Yeah, like I said, when we came to the Christmas tree event, I called the guys, you can't believe this, I'm in a Hallmark movie. We definitely moved to the right place.
We try.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ned, come on up.
That's Global Grant Road. I have applied to this Greenways Committee to frolic to and fro through the woods and have little picnic baskets and ride bicycles to and fro and enjoy the nature and on the Town Connector Trail. Let's see here. I filled out an application for it. I agreed to the Florida Code of Ethics. No embezzling funds, no nepotism. Government cannot be run like a family business. No conflicts of interest. Ethically unsound for the government agencies to forward one's own private agenda. Take out some of these nasty things I had to say. And then right down here, what's it say at the bottom? All right, well, we're not going to talk about what you guys do. That would be hurtful. Anyways, bottom line is, when I applied for the open seat on council, There were 4 applicants the last time. Myself, Rick Hood, Mr. Ron Mallett, Mr. Chris Poole. We all applied for the same position. Now, when that was being done, I feel like you violated or did not follow some kind of process, because when it went through, Rick Hood said, hey, I went to Ohio University in 1862, or whatever he said. I don't know what he said, but it was like instantly, Rick Hood, boom, 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 all Rick Hood. But you didn't say, hey, does anybody hate Badger-Galupo?
Ned, you know what, you need to talk about the.
Okay, well, no, this is how the selection is going to be made. You're gonna vote either me or this other applicant. So,
Yes.
are you going to vote on me personally, and I'm going to have a vote, or is the Sunshine Act gonna be violated? Because you're not supposed to make a decision beforehand. So I should be able to put a vote, and there should be 7 people voting against me. That's what it should be, because my bicycle identifies as an ATV.
Thank you, Ned. Okay.
Oh, yeah, come on up.
Good evening. We are some members of the Trails and Greenways Committee. We are some members of the Trails and Greenways Committee, and we just want to encourage council to select members that support the mission and goals of the organization. In particularly, people who have a nature preservation mindset with skills and experience that can support our goals and activities and promote the mission of the committee. In particular, candidates who have already been attending committee meetings, providing positive support, volunteer hours should be a priority. Our meetings are open to the public, and we've had one of the candidates has been attending and supporting us since last December. So we just wanted to point that out and make that mention that, we already have a working relationship with one of the committee members, or one of the candidates.
Did your grant writer?
And right?
That,
So she has some
we
skills.
could use that.
Good. All right, thank you for hearing.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, council.
Well, I think that Ms. Fink's volunteerism speaks for itself.
I agree. I think, she and her husband both, I think, have been.
It's not a political position either.
No, not at all. It does have sunshine law requirements, though. Okay, so, you guys need to understand that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was impressed with your qualifications, and I just think the fact that you've been on the committee without even being on the committee, you're just volunteering is great. Thank you very much. Anyone else?
No, I would definitely support Mrs. Fink for this. I'm sorry, being the newest member on council, but I've witnessed, in the short time I've been here, I've witnessed just open aggression against the town, members of the council. Ned has openly slandered many of the members of council during his rants on Facebook. I'm sure we're being recorded tonight, so we'll make sure we get all that on record. He's shown no regard to ethical behavior, and I just don't feel he'd be a good representative for the town on any committee. For that, I would make a motion to approve Deborah Fink for the position.
And I'll second it.
Okay. Rick and Dan, any more discussion? All right, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of appointing Mrs. Fink to the Trails and Greenways Committee, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Well, thank you very much. Okay, a resolution. A resolution of the town of Valkaria, Brevard County, Florida, amending budget resolution number 23, 2025 for fiscal year October 1, 2025 through September 30, 2026 by changing certain amounts shown as anticipated revenues, resulting in an overall increase of $372,110, and certain amounts shown as anticipated expenditures resulting in a like amount, providing for an effective date. Jessica.
Okay, at the September council meeting, a quote for Gibson Paving Inc. was reviewed and approved for paving projects. Due to weather delays, the repaving projects could not be completed by the end of the fiscal year, which was September 30th. This budget amendment will bring forward the funds previously approved in the last fiscal year to the current fiscal year, which began on October 1st. This includes funding for 2 quotes, one from VA Paving Inc. and one from Florida Striping Inc. for additional paving projects previously discussed. So,
All right. So this is just pulling money from the general fund, I guess?
That's correct, yes.
To these specific expenditures?
Yes.
Okay, because they were supposed to happen last year, they didn't happen.
That's correct.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay, everybody get that? That's just moving money around, not spending anymore, just it's already budgeted. Okay, all right, so we need a council? Anyone want to speak on this? Okay, council?
I make a motion, we approve resolution 25-2026.
Motion and second. Tom and Dan, any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Nay. Okay, motion carries. Next is VA payment check.
Okay, staff has received a quote from VA Paving Incorporated to repave the following area. The west side of Valkaria Road from the I-95 overpass. Valkaria Road, 560 foot plus or minus west of 3590 Valkaria Road to 150 foot west of the railroad crossing. Trim the sod even with pavement, and the total for the paving projects is $243,397.55. If the quote is approved, a signed copy will be sent to the paving company to initiate the start of the project. This is the paving project for this year. So we're issuing it at the beginning of the year so they have time to work through the weather issues so they can complete it this year. That is with a 2-inch milling and then 2-inch overlay on that areas.
Is this the same outfit that works for the county?
Yes, we piggyback off the county bids when we do
We're
this.
piggybacking off the county again?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So that means we don't need to go out for bids, we're just using, piggybacking on
It's
what.
already been out to bid.
Yeah, the county has already bid it, so we're just adding more work onto this contract. So we do that a lot, the county helps us out that way.
And I see that's based on site visit, we would recommend a 2-inch mill, so we'll just go with
Yeah,
that.
our town engineer has reviewed this and done site visits.
And that includes striping.
That's your next quote.
The ones we talked about?
That's the next one.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. I'm focused on that. Okay, any discussion on come on up, Andrew.
Andrew Ben Hayes, Treasure Lane. Who is receiving the millings?
They do a round robin on them, that way it keeps the price lower, so they'll take them back to the plant and mix them back into the asphalt.
Okay, so private property owner is not receiving the millings?
No, it comes back and gets placed back out.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, council, have any questions? All right, need a motion?
Motion, we approve the paving quote from VA Paving.
Second.
Now, that was a tie. Dan and Rick. Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we do the striping.
Okay, staff has received a quote from Florida Striping Incorporated to restripe the following: Valkaria Road, west side of the I-95 overpass, $11,943.68. Valkaria Road, 560 foot plus or minus west of 3590 Valkaria Road to 150 foot plus or minus west of the railroad crossings, which is $13,620.16. The total for these paving projects is $25,563.84. If the quote is approved, a signed copy will be sent to the striping company who will start the job once the paving has been completed. The reason you don't see the area you're talking about is because it falls under $10,000 spending limit I have. So that is included to be, this job to be done.
But it's not.
It's not on here because it falls under my spending limit. So I don't need your approval to do.
So
move forward.
it's a separate item from this?
Yes, yeah,
You're
each
paying
item,
it separate?
yeah, each item they label, they do each section, when they stripe it, they give you the quote for that section, and it's an individual quote when it comes down.
So you got an individual quote for that area because it was less than 10?
Yes, and you did approve this at the last year,
Yeah.
but the rain has kept them from doing it.
What about, anything on Grant Road? Are you gonna wait till we pave those?
We're gonna be doing a lot of stop bars all over town on that, and any place that needs the area redone, we're gonna hit those also.
At this time with this,
Yes,
in conjunction with this project?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
they're gonna, the Grant Road is missing, actually all over town, the stop bars are starting to wear,
Mhm.
so we're gonna be painting a lot of stop bars.
Okay. Did I ask if you all have any questions on this? Any questions from you all? Nope. All right, council?
Make a motion to accept the bid for the Florida striking code.
Second.
Discussion, I just have a question, is this a company that we worked with before?
Yes, this is Florida Striping, they are a contractor from Valkaria County also.
Oh, we're piggybacking on that too?
Yes.
Okay, anything else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Jason, your report?
Okay, the Christmas tree lighting, this event will be held Sunday, November 30th, 2025, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Grant Valkaria Community Park. The ethics training, your annual ethics training is due by December 31st, 2025. If you have not completed it, reach out to Jess, she can give you an online class to take. That's all I have.
That's all you have? All right, then we'll just have each council member, have anything, Mike? Oh, I want to ask you something. Airport.
I got back
You got
to Martin, her son.
Yeah.
So, I just, he admitted to it's just another way potentially of a potential noise complaint, a way to be able to, just that it's a safety concern. Just so everybody knows, somebody brought up an issue at the airport because the traffic was flying and it was bad weather. So they asked me as a pilot, is there a safety issue? I was like, well, it's kind of the same thing as telling someone to drive in a car not to drive in the rain. So really didn't have much control over it, but just been, trying to address the cause of the increase in traffic, and it's one flight training company that in particular. The issue is it's kind of out of control. Like it's been for how long has this been an issue in this town? Forever. So, and I pointed that gentleman to the FAA. Is going to be the way that they can approach it. The issue is if it was a noise complaint potentially, and he brought this up to me. He said, could it be can we bark up that tree, so to speak? I said the issue is not the amount of noise, the prolonged amount of noise. It's the intensity of the noise or the decibel level, as to my understanding with the FAA. So, if people that are around Melbourne Airport, let's say they're having an old MD-80, something that has that's really loud, then they can complain to the FAA, and the FAA will do something about it. So that's the issue. There is obviously a safety concern with the amount of traffic that's in the airport. Well, we discussed this probably 4 or 5 years ago.
I know, and they called back, but they told me that they had like 7 touch and goes. They were counting them. Yeah. And I thought you had talked to Adam and said we're going to try to limit them to 3.
This is the issue. So there is a weather report that all pilots will get coming to the airport. So the airport's a public airport, so it's kind of like being able to go on 95, Interstate 95. you can drive on Interstate 95. So it's the same thing for pilots. The issue, Adam has addressed, the airport manager has actually spoken to both FIT, Florida Tech, and Malvern Flight Training. Florida Tech has been pretty responsive. Malvern Flight Training, on the other hand, has been a little bit combative. So what Adam did was he put, because let me back up. I'm a local pilot at Valkaria Airport, and we've discussed this before. We don't want the traffic either, because we go out to try to take off, and there's 7 people in the pattern. We can't take off. We have to wait for the traffic to clear. So it's like congestion for us. So it's frustrating for us also. Where was I at? So the discussion that I had with Adam, that he wants to do the same thing. So what we did is we put it in the weather report. So when a pilot comes into the airport, they get a weather report, and on the weather report at the end, there's a remark section that says, don't park here, whatever. And then the recommendation is, if there's any more than 3 aircraft in the pattern, do a full stop taxi back, which means you're not doing a touch and go. You're stopping on the runway and you're back taxiing and then taking off again. That would discourage the amount of touch and goes that happen. That also discourage flight training companies to come here because they're not going to get as many touch and goes in 1 hour. And it also reduces the noise because there's a little bit of a break between the airplanes. This is the problem. It's a recommendation. It's not a requirement. So it's like we can't go out there and just shut the runway down because they're not doing it. And in fact, I came in. I think I told you. I don't know if I told you this or not, but I came in 6 months ago into the pattern, and it was it's getting to the point where I think it's a bit of a safety concern. So that would be maybe something. I don't know if we have any power, but that would be something that we can start discussing. But I'm afraid that there's going to be a mid-air collision because of the amount of traffic that's out there because there is no control tower, right? But I came in and I kind of mentioned probably shouldn't have, but I couldn't help it. I mentioned something over the radio and I said so much for following that. And then somebody responded back to me and said it's only a recommendation. And not if you live across the street or not if you're in our community. It's not a recommendation. It's so that's where we're at. So it's kind of like I told Martin it's kind of like fighting with one arm tied behind your back. We don't have so much control. It's potentially going after the instigators, but the problem is what can you do?
Right. Have no leverage.
Right. No leverage. Exactly.
I appreciate your calling back.
Yeah.
They will call back every so often because they live right in the flight path.
Well, apparently he's calling on a daily basis.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, just cute. Maybe you got to call like once an hour or something. No, just kidding.
Who's he calling?
Yeah, the training center.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they hang up on him now.
Oh, are they?
That's what they're doing. But yeah, all we can do is nicely ask. And that's it. That's all we can do.
The good news is, it might not have been like this in the past, but the airport managers on our side, all the residents, all the hangar owners are on our side because they're getting tired of it too. It's like it's all transient aircraft.
I don't know, Jason. Is there something we can talk to Kim Atkinson about? I mean, they control that airport.
Well, we had a meeting with Kim Atkinson, and that was the same results that come out of it. When we discussed the airport, because they're working on the taxi and reaching out to the flight schools and trying to have them be friendly with us. But, we had a ruling from the Attorney General that we have no authority over the airport.
Yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I mean, it is a county airport, and if they don't have any say over what those flight schools do.
Unfortunately not. I mean, they have, it's the analogy of Interstate 95, right? You can't stop people from getting on Interstate 95.
Okay, well, thank you for following up.
I think the best quote that I ever heard from Dan Fadden is when we had all this airport discussion years ago. The only control we can get over the Valkaria Airport is an armed invasion. So that kind of puts it in perspective.
That's just something we have to live with, and all we can do is, keep asking them, and maybe someday they'll be nice. We got a nice airport manager. Maybe we'll get better people at the flight schools. Rick, you have anything?
Nope, I do not.
Yeah, we have, anybody's inquiring about tax thing, we have another meeting next Monday. They'll probably, yeah, with League of Cities, we have a meeting next Monday, and I will find out again whether or not, how far they're going along with the tax thing and where it stands. And that'll give me the newest thing from it, and I'll bring it back to our next meeting and let you know where it stands. That's it.
I don't have anything.
That's why everybody's looking at me. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out though, showing the passion of the, make sure that you come out for the next one when you get the mailers, if that's what you're here for tonight. So, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.